Hi, it's Ben here. Welcome back to another Scared Equine video blog. In today's video blog, I'm going to be talking about making what inspires you a priority in your life. And I think this is something that has really hit home for me in the last month because we moved house. We moved interstate, so we moved from the Sunshine Coast down to Coffs Harbour, and it's been a whole lot of chaos and stress. And if you look at the statistics, they say that, the most stressful things in life, aside from, losing somebody and getting divorced, the next thing is moving house. So that's where I'm kind of at the moment. So it's been really important for me to focus on doing what inspires me, keeping that as a priority. That's been really a challenge for me, but it's been a great challenge. And so I wanted to talk about that a little bit because as I've gone into that more and more, and even over the years as I've heard that from various people, it's really made a significant difference in my life to understand this simple concept of making what inspires you a priority in your life, which means you've got to do that as the number one thing in your daily agenda. And I think this is where it becomes very difficult for people because we get into this habit of saying, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week. And it's always tomorrow, and tomorrow is always tomorrow. It's always going to be tomorrow. It's not now. And if you don't do it now, it's to be honest, it's never going to happen, because a lot of people say they're going to do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow they say they're going to do it tomorrow, and they never actually get it done. And that's, I guess, a form of procrastination in a lot of ways. And what that's basically saying, or what you're saying to yourself and everybody else, is just saying, what I want to do and what's inspiring to me and important to me is not really important. By putting that second or putting that further down the list, you're actually doing it to your own detriment, because you're going to be the one that gets frustrated, that gets depressed, disappointed, angry, agitated, because you're not putting a priority on the things that are important to you. So it's really important that you have a list of priorities that you set that are inspiring to you, and you put them in order of priority. So if this is the most inspiring thing to me, this is at the top of the list. This is next, this is third, this is fourth, this is fifth. And that should be the order that you do things. But again, as I said, what I see so often is that we don't do things in order. We do things out of order. So we end up becoming our own worst enemies in a lot of ways. And sometimes it's not even about the fact that we don't set an agenda, it's that we don't set an agenda that has the priorities set that are in alignment with our values, which means that also that our values that are most important to us, the ones that fill us up, that make us feel fulfilled and really inspired and grateful for our existence, those ones, if they're not at the top, then that agenda is really leveraged against us from a mental, emotional, and spiritual point of view, because we're not putting those things first, like I said. So a lot of people make agendas, but they don't make agendas that are in alignment with their values, the core values that fulfill them and inspire them. And so this is the key, is not only having an agenda, but having an agenda that aligns with your values. Ask yourself the question, what things in my today do I want to do that are going to be most inspiring for me, where I feel most productive, most fulfilled about what I'm doing? And what is most important, what is second most important, and working your way through it. And it's amazing to see what happens when you actually do that. When you actually take the time every day to set the intention, to set the agenda in a way that is inspiring, that gives you an opportunity to fulfill those things that are most rewarding to you. Now, it doesn't mean that you'll get all those things done, or you won't have challenges, but at the end of the day, you will be able to say to yourself, did I do the things that I love, that are inspiring to me today? And you can tick that box and say, yes, I did those things. And you'll feel it. And the difference you feel has an amazing effect on the people around you. The people you interact with, they just automatically pick up on it. You're less agitated, you're less stressed, you're less frustrated, you're less disappointed, because deep down you have this inner sense of feeling of knowing that you are working in accordance and in alignment with what is most important to you. And that is something that has made a huge difference in my life, for me and for the people that I've worked with. So just think about it, over this Christmas period, because we're coming into Christmas, and this is a very busy, chaotic, hectic time where a lot of different agendas come together and a lot of heads butt because the agendas aren't really aligned with values, and there's a lot of conflicting values. So this is something that's really important, I think, for any situation, and no matter what the area of your life, whether it's with your family, whether it's in your business, your career, or relationships, or finances, if you don't have a set of priorities and a set of values and things that inspire you, and you don't put that at the top of the list, then you're always going to leave that day and that week and that part of your life feeling unfulfilled. So this is the key, setting the agenda, having a list of priorities that inspire you, and have the inspiring ones at the top, not at the bottom. And so the last little bit I wanted to talk about was, finding these values that inspire you. So again, this is where we've got to think about the things that inspire us. So what inspires you on a daily basis? So for me, what inspires me is doing what I'm doing right now. It's talking to you in front of a camera, is getting up and talking in front of groups, doing personal growth, personal development, working with people, empowering people. That's what keeps me going. That's what gets me going. That's what makes me feel alive and grateful and just, really in tune with myself. So that's what I love doing. And as long as I make that a priority, the rest of my day seems to go pretty good. I enjoy myself, and I'm able to connect with people. And again, I know that it inspires me because of how I feel when I've done it. At the end of the day, I feel this sense, it's like its own reward for me. And that's what I want you to look for, is look for the different areas in your life that are their own reward as you do them. Again, like it could be in your career, your relationships, your finances, whatever it is. I want you to find those places, find those things. What is it about those activities that makes you inspired, that makes you feel alive? And again, draw that out and get very specific about it. And again, it's not going to be easy for you to do. I want you to take the time to sit down, even though it might be hard work, find those things, keep refining and redefining those so that you can get very clear on what they are for you. And again, before I go, I wanted to just say a very Merry Christmas to everybody, and I wanted to thank you for your support this year. It's been really inspiring to have all these people to work with and talk to and communicate with and share my insights and my wisdom with on all the different platforms that I do. So I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas and an amazing New Year, and I'm really inspired and excited to see what the new year is going to bring for me, and I'm inspired and enthused about all the content I can bring to you next year. I'm looking forward to getting out there in the new year and having more videos, more content, and more things that you can utilize to help you live a more inspired and empowered life. So thank you again, and I will see you in the new year.